I do want to talk about the ink color because I know we talked about this when we were actually designing the shirt, like trying to figure
Okay.
out what the colors were going to be. Initially, we had this as a white ink design, and do you know why we changed it?
Too bright?
No. What's up, everyone? I am Phil, along here with Joe.
Hi, Phil. Hi, everyone.
So today we're talking about our next San Diego Comic Con exclusive, which was 2016, I believe, um, which is the Horsemen Salon. So this is a shirt based on X-Men Apocalypse. Do you remember me coming to you with this idea?
I uh, um I remember where I was sitting and what was running through my head at the time. No, I don't remember specifically, but we were communicating so much online at that point. You didn't do it in person, did you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it was just like a message on a message board or like an email. And
Yeah.
do you remember my response?
Um, I think you were all for it, as was I.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Fortunately, the audience of San Diego Comic Con 2016 did not respond as well to it.
Yeah, we sent an email to them too, and they turned no, they saw it and were like, no, thank you. I don't know, but we both saw that movie that summer, and we must have already joked about how Apocalypse would change people and give them new haircuts, and we were like, wow. And it was very strange, but it
Yeah,
was something we joked about and like locked in on, and we thought everyone else would, and they did not.
they did not. I think so. I think this shirt was a, I don't want to say failure, but it didn't, like, people didn't connect with it for a number of reasons. I think one, because people didn't connect with X-Men Apocalypse.
Right, that's true. There was not a huge X-Men Apocalypse fan base out there at San Diego that was like, I'll buy any X-Men Apocalypse merch you got.
I mean,
And
I will say there's probably not a big X-Men Apocalypse fan base anywhere.
no, even these four actors depicted on the shirt probably don't want to be associated with that film either. I'll say
Yeah,
though, like, even though this was something that like there was no fan base for, which again, like after this, we had conversations about like, are we making a shirt, and who are we making it for? Like that definitely became part of it. Like we made this shirt for us at the end of the day. But even with all that, even though there's no fan base, I think we really came up with a pretty sweet looking shirt, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, I like the design. I think it's fun. Um, so the idea obviously is that, as you mentioned earlier, like when Apocalypse makes his four horsemen, he gives them makeovers. Like Storm, I think initially I think she has the mohawk, but it is, brown, and like it turns white. Angel gets those sweet face tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, when he first turns into Archangel, something happens to his hair, and I was like, well, that's not too strange. But a couple scenes later, Apocalypse is really going to town on him. He's like, you do this and this, and I was like, oh man, that's what it was.
Yeah. So I honestly don't remember. I'm gonna mark this over here. So, does she get a makeover?
She doesn't. No. And if it were just those two, I would have been like, it's not enough. It doesn't happen frequently enough
Yeah.
for it to be worthwhile. Like it only happens to half of the horsemen. But then in the third act, Apocalypse comes through and
Yeah.
ruins Professor X's beautiful mane.
So like, I think in the movie, it to me it read more as like Xavier like trying to like shake him out of his head, but as he's shaking him out of his head, he's shaking off his hair.
Wow. I did not get that, but I'm now going to go back and watch that moment just to watch him shaking his hair off. My God, his brain was fighting back so hard, it actually knocked out
Yeah.
hair follicles. I love that.
So there are a lot of callbacks to the movie itself. So this 3600 BC, that thing right there. So that's when the first scene takes place in
Yep.
3600
Which
BC.
is the awakening of, or it's the, well, I mean, Apocalypse had already been around for a while. He already had a group of four horsemen. He was
Yeah.
just trying to switch into another body. And so 3600 BC is when he gets trapped underground. No one
Well,
cares.
it's where he gets transferred into uh, Oscar Isaac, and then
Right.
gets buried underground.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Um, so the thing with the merging into the wall, he does that like a bunch of times.
Yeah. Again, if he had only done it once, I would have been like, it's not enough. But he does
Yeah,
do it a second time. He does it to Cyclops in the third act, and I was like, all right. And it's so weird. It's so kind of cool. Actually, he gets people stuck in the ground too, like a whole bunch of miners.
yeah.
Anyway, it's a big move for him. He's like, this is this is like liquid now, and now it's back to being solid, and you're part of it, and you're
So
also dead.
I don't like those aren't his powers in the comics, is it?
I mean, I was never a big Apocalypse guy, but as far as I was like I knew, his only power was growing and shrinking.
Yeah, I always thought it was like he can manipulate his own body.
Yeah.
Did you mention in the movie that he like as he takes on new hosts, he gets those powers as well? So he's probably got like
Oh,
a
for real?
menagerie of powers. Yeah.
That's right, because he wants to take over Professor X's body because then he can take kill everybody
Yeah,
with his
yeah.
mind. Are we spoil? Is this spoiler alert? Spoiler time
I
for?
mean, if people who have cared to watch X Men Apocalypse have probably already watched it, and people who don't care to watch X Men Apocalypse don't care that we spoil it. I think.
That is very true. And us rambling about what we kind of remember is just as entertaining about as the actual film itself.
Oh. I rewatched X Men Apocalypse just so I could talk about this shirt.
I did too. I did too. Um, and I didn't regret it. There's so many cool things in that movie. But you also see everything they're doing wrong. And I mean, we don't need to get too deep into it, but they were just trying to do too much. Like they had a bunch of characters they were trying to seed stories forward later on, and they take characters for granted, and it's a weird movie, but there's some fun stuff in there.
Yeah. So going back to the design for a little bit, um, you don't remember what these hieroglyphs say on the sides, do you?
I remember wanting to add in something on the side, and I think we both felt like it should mean something. So we did look up, like, I don't know what the language is, but we
Yeah.
looked it up and we found something specific, and I don't remember, but you do, and please enlighten me.
Um, so it actually says hairdresser of death. So I think because I looked it up again just to make sure that I knew what it said. This part here says death. I don't know if this entire thing says hairdresser,
It's probably,
or if parts
yeah,
of it do.
maybe. But dresser? Or like, it must be like hair, like attendant? Or
So I
hair
mean, like,
slave of death, maybe?
I I think the translation like is hairdresser or whatever, like whatever the term hairdresser meant in that world, or in that
Okay.
time. But like a person who you know attends to your hair, I guess. I don't know. But of death, I think was particularly funny. So like, I feel like there's like this shirt. And we have started doing this with some of our designs, where we try to pack in as many different jokes as possible.
Right. It's entertaining for us. I think it adds value, as long as it doesn't get too messy. I think there's a lot going on here, but I still think it's nice and clean.
Yeah. Um. So I wanted to talk about the color a little bit. Um. So both the color of the shirt and the color of the ink. So it's a one color shirt. One color being the ink color. Did we pick this color because it is apocalypse colors?
But that makes sense. I was wondering because, like, the design is almost like, what would it look like if it was etched on the side of a pyramid, on the wall, a pyramid? Um, and with that in mind, it should be brown and other brown. But this is definitely more Apocalypse colors, although it's not full on Apocalypse colors. If it was, it would be way more purple. Although we would never do, like, purple shirts have not been the most successful for us in the past, so I'm not sure that we would have. I mean, Apocalypse could have been bright purple, and we'd been like, no way. But I mean, we should try again with another purple shirt. But was a safe choice, I think.
Yeah. I do want to talk about the ink color because I know we talked about this when we were actually designing the shirt, like trying to figure
Okay.
out what the colors were going to be. So normally when we do a one color shirt, it's usually something contrasty to the shirt color. So if the shirt is dark, the ink is light, usually white. And if the shirt is light, then the ink is dark. So I know initially we had this as a white ink design.
Mhm.
And do you know
Too
why
bright.
we changed it?
Too bright?
No.
Oh, that makes sense. We have a person of color right up front, and we don't
Yeah.
want to misrepresent.
Yeah, it's weird having Storm as a black character, um, in white ink.
Yeah. Did we see it? We didn't get it printed in white, did we?
No, 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 no. We have it printed in
Okay,
this
good.
lighter blue.
So we saw it immediately. We saw it before it got to that stage. We were like, "Wait, this isn't right."
Yeah,
I think we made the right choice. I think it looks good.
yeah. Um, so yeah, the kind of pitfalls of designing a shirt with actual people on it.
Yeah, that's true. And again, a shirt for no one.
So for this design, I don't know if it's in this one, but there was like a almost like a subtle X design,
Sure, yeah.
but I don't know if they were in this configuration in that version of it because I don't know if this is supposed to be the X or like if they were
If it
like they
was
were
like,
kind of
yeah, they
here.
were. Yeah, it could have been like that at some point. Uh, I wonder what we originally how the original layout was, because the hieroglyphics at some point might have been going horizontal instead of vertical. I don't remember.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I I like the design. Like it's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We do different kind of designs, and this sort of falls into one that's like an advertisement or a poster. And we do some later on that I think we really nail. We did a couple for New York Comic Con, and we did a rocket uh, shirt. Was that for San Diego? The Rocket Emporium.
No, that was New York.
All right. Well, sorry, you guys have to wait for the New York series to come out because I think those three shirts really hit. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited to talk about those. But this is, like, I think, a precursor to that. It's sort of us getting used to the idea of working as in this way.
yeah. Um, and if you're looking at this design and you're like, oh, that like I would love that shirt.
Yes.
Uh, like 10 years later, um, they are still available
Yes.
uh on our digital pimp store. So in all sizes, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So if you would like one, feel free to
Link,
purchase one.
link below, right? Click
Link
that
in the
link.
description below.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, unfortunately, again, this didn't hit with the audience of San Diego Comic Con in 2016, but still like it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I still have a warm place for it in my heart for it. I feel like it was an important shirt in our progress, as a success for us, but a failure for us too.
Yeah,
Which can be a great thing. It made no money, but it was an important shirt for us still.
yeah. Um. So yeah, that was our Four Horsemen Salon shirt for San Diego Comic Con 2016. I think next one I believe was more popular.
Do you remember which one it was?
I want to say it was uh, Trash Panda.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay,
Yeah,
there were problems with it, I'm sure. Like, we'll get into it next time, but there were some issues where I was like, "Argh." But before we go, real quick, Phil, if you had to choose one of these four haircuts to give yourself right now, which would it be? Bald, long and luscious, white, fluffy mohawk, or, I mean, what is that? A broccoli and a face tattoo, like with shaved sides and metal wings.
well, if you add in the middle wings,
I know it's a deal. That's a deal breaker for all the other ones. Yeah. So,
um,
which of these four haircuts, if you were forced to take one, which one would you take?
so I feel like I have been closest to Psylocke's hair.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not that long, and I've definitely never had like purple highlights in my hair.
That's right. That'd be fun
Um,
though.
it would be fun. I don't know. I don't like doing very much with my hair to begin with.
Sure.
Um,
Then you got to go Professor X the route that route.
I don't know because I don't want my head to be cold.
Yeah, right. But you're gonna be too hot with that Psylocke
Yeah,
do. But the
yeah,
purple will really make your eyes pop. I don't
yeah.
know.
Um, I don't know that my hair would stand up to be a mohawk.
Yeah,
Like it, like literally, well, like if it's short, like my hair sticks straight out. But if it's long, it just like flops down. So like it would look really weird. It would just like be like a
go, but like in all directions.
yeah.
Well,
So I
that would
mean, it's
be
got to be Angel, I guess.
yeah, and the
Do
metal
the face
wings.
tattoos come with it?
Yeah, you got to do the face tattoos, and it is kind of like a wide mohawk anyway, too. Like he has it shaved on the sides.
Yeah,
Yeah, there are no good options. That's what we've learned.
there are no good options. Yeah. How about you? Do you have a pick?
I mean, I would love to do a nice solid mohawk, but yeah, mine wouldn't be fluffy like that. It would be long and floppy. Um, I've been bald before. My hair's never been that long before. I think I mean, if I was forced to, I'd go bald. I'd just shave it off. Because, you know, it's a great thing. And this is a great lesson you learn at the Horsemen Salon. Your hair always grows back.
I
Not
mean,
everybody. Yeah.
James McAvoy, yeah, I think is bald for Dark Phoenix. I think is the next movie in that series.
Yeah.
Um,
But by
but
choice,
yeah,
he's like, this looks good.
here I thought we were going to be face tattoo bros, but I guess not.
Oh, no. Oh. All right. We'll be face tattoo bros. And if
All
we put
right,
our faces side by side, it'll like make something like a,
make a little heart.
yeah, yeah, a little, yeah, the FF heart on the, you know, yeah.
All right, guys. Let us know what you think of this shirt in the comments below. And be sure to join us next time for the next San Diego Comic Con exclusive shirt, which we believe is Trash Panda. And be sure to like and subscribe. See you.